want to ask you from a second party data wise and application of AI. Do you think in your mind the challenge is the same because data is data, or when it comes to first party, third party, or second party data, is it harder or easier to apply these some of the models that are available today from the infrastructure companies?
I would say that in a classic software engineering universe, you can make a really good argument that it's significantly harder to apply second party data because of the dimensions on which it scales. The first party data is like, what do you have? You have customers, you have website visitors, you have like maybe buying signals that can all be kind of crammed into one data model. Third party data, it's like, okay, well, I've got metadata. Right? It's like, what's this person's email address and their job title and maybe how recently they took that job. When you get into second party data, it's nested. It's like, okay, I have a universe of 40 partners, and this account is an account that is known by 7 of those partners. So how do you nest and organize that data? Do you have a big blob where it shows up 7 times nested under each one, or do you organize it by the account and then the partners are nested under it? And then how do you build software platforms that can then retrieve and parse that data through both of those lenses? Because sometimes you might be curious about the partner and what it can bring to you in total. Sometimes you might care about the account and how many partners are attached to it. So there's all of these challenges around the organization and structuring of that data that makes traditional software engineering for second party data more complex and more challenging of a problem. And actually, it maps really well to like our use cases for partnerships and use cases for sales are basically exactly what I just described. Are you assessing a partner or are you assessing an account? Same data, different organization structure, which means different interfaces, which means different database structures, which means different query optimizations. It's complicated. What I think the LLMs are proving really, really good at is being able to receive a either unstructured or incorrectly structured payload of that data, localized to the specific question that's being asked, and being able to reorganize that on the fly themselves without requiring a more deterministic data structuring process in the backend. Now, if your data set gets absolutely enormous, there comes a point where that's wildly inefficient and the LLMs are the wrong tool for the job. But if you're talking about a few hundred accounts spread out across a few dozen partners and maybe 100 signals or data points per account, you can just throw that payload into an LLM and it can iterate on and transform that data in a rapid enough time frame that you can unlock immense flexibility and value creation without needing to custom program every single possible use case or output. And that in that way, I think that LLMs are actually making the second party data much more accessible and flexible and kind of a bigger part of the picture going forward.